Hello and welcome to part 11. In this part we're going to populate the line we've just created, which is a branch line, and then we're going to look at a few other bus routes and things we can do just to pad out the line we've currently created. So we're going to look at making sure all these towns have correct services and that we can link all the little villages in between together. Now the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to create the sidings that we created the framework for in the last episode. So what I'm going to do is go here, and I actually have some industrial tiles which we can use. In these industrial tiles, they are basically just regular plain old platforms that don't look like anything cosmetically, but what they do serve as still is a normal station. Now what we can do is we can have our trains use this station just to stay there, not collect passengers, not drop anything off, literally just stay there just to recuperate time instead of waiting in stations. It does help a lot when there are a lot of timetable routes, and it's probably a good idea that we start doing this now. So I'm going to call these Rutborough sidings, and I'm going to put in brackets 4 afterwards. That just means that, just to me, I know that those sidings are 4 tiles long. It just means that obviously we couldn't have express trains stopping there. So that's our sidings. So what we'll do is we'll create the branch line service. It's only going to be a sprinter. In fact, let's have an express sprinter. So we'll create an express sprinter and we'll have an extra carriage, because it does quite a distance, you see. So let's first of all do this route down here. So we'll stop at all these stations. That one you can go to the far end of the platform. And back to here, and then you can go to Sonborn Cross and up this route. No, you're not stopping at Fedham. So we're not using these branch line stations because they are already serviced. You are going to stop at Labra though, because there was quite a high demand for some reason for that station. That should be its last station. Now, what we'll do is we'll add the sidings on. So it will always go back to the depot. It'll always stop at the sidings there. And here it will always stop at the sidings. Now we have to make sure that we tell it to not load and not unload. So no loading, please. No unloading, please. We'll add a last stop here. But with this one, we'll make sure it doesn't take anything on. So no loading. And that is the route complete. And it's not, because it's going to go to number 2 first. So let's put it back to number 1. And come on. Yep, there we go. So let's start this and autofill its timetable. Here we go. So that's going to go on its merry way. Right, what can we do bus-wise? I think starting buses in Prodding Pool Falls would be a good idea. Now, one bus route we could do is from the ferry down here. We could create a bridge over there and get back onto the mainland. So this is one route we'll create. We'll have a bridge over here. Let's create a junction there. Come back to the main town. One more bridge here. Try and create it the same as the other one. There we go. And then let's just tidy up this town a little bit. And then create one bus station there. Right, that's good. So we'll do that. One thing I'm going to quickly do actually is just make a ferry service. We don't need to timetable it, just there to there, please. Yeah, that should be fine. And let's just check where all these passengers are wanting to go as well. Flendingworth Steel Mill. Okay, and that's the one serviced by 2 tiny buses. Oh, that's quite further up the line. I thought it was this town here. Right, Flendingworth, Nunnington. That's getting serviced quite far anyway. Flendingworth is fairly important. Someone mentioned quite a good idea, which I did like the idea of, which was that I should make 0.5 parts. So, for instance, if I was to do one of these after this episode, it'd be part 10.5, where I don't actually create anything new. I just tidy up and look at existing services, maybe make tweaks and small bus routes. But I may actually do that, just to kind of keep major projects away from smaller ones where the series might not be as quick and as constructive as some people want. So that could be an idea. I'm going to hide that. So we have 2 bus routes there. Now let's create a bus route in Prunningpool Falls. I'm going to do it there. Well, I join it onto the main station. And as long as we have a connection here, that's going to be fine, because it doesn't matter which end the buses go through, they will definitely be able to go to all different destinations. So let's have this one go up here through Seffingpool, which is population 420 plays it, and then we'll have this one come down here, and Somborn Cross can be its terminus. So let's just do this here. Let's just quickly generate the town a bit of roads just so it can expand a little bit. Can't be trusted to do it by themselves now, can they? Let's do that and have the bus station there. Great. So that's going to be our first bus route. Where are we going to have the bus depot? Let's first of all get rid of that road. And let's just create a few roads in the town, just to make sure that town building is going to be consistent and efficient. Let's do that. Yes, that's cool. And 1 road up there. Where should we have the depot? Let's have it here. There we go. And we'll create the bus. Create the bus route. Now what we'll do is use one of these Macmillan Panther buses. So here, down this way, back to Prunningpool Falls, Seffingpool, Somborn Cross, and back. Right, that is 1 bus route, timetable and autofill, thank you very much. And that's one we'll have to fill in as well. Where is our train? It's on the second part of the route. So we have 1 bus route which goes this way across. What about this way? Straight away I can see there's 2 towns here which can get connected up. What we could do is connect them up to Runtown. That can go down to Dunstan. So let's start here. Let's get rid of that. But let's let that build on. So build the road up here. Now, oh, we're not building it up there. Well, actually, we'll build a road this way, but we'll also build a road down there as well. So we'll connect both of these up. Send it over these hills. We'll have the bus station there. And then in Dunstan itself, we will do that. And create the bus station here. There we go. Right, so that's going to be our second bus route, the first section. We'll do the second section now. Let's connect that up to there and create this as a bridge. That would be the best shout, wouldn't it? Answer, yes it would. Create the road across here and then down to Funding Hall. Just delete that 1 building, we can create a loop. So 1 loop there, Rutborough. Job's a good one. Yes, that will be our second bus route. So we'll just create 2 for the time being. How busy is Dunstan? Not very. So we'll just make this another Macmillan Panther bus. Growl. Panther. Make the growl. Do it. Maybe that's why it's called a Panther bus, because the engine growls with quite a ferocity. Runtown, Dunstan, and back. Did I? Yes, I did do a stop in Prunningpool Falls in the middle. And auto timetable, please, before you get to the first stop. No, ah well. It'll be a while before we get back to it anyway. Right, so there are 2 bus routes, which, I mean, they serve quite a good distance, because, I mean, we have basically one route going across and one going vertical across the town, which makes a lot of sense in theory, and hopefully, well, it's going to connect what, 6 new villages to Proningpool Falls, which will in turn make the station busier and will make our trains more profitable because more passengers will want to go to these newly connected destinations. Right. I'm going to quickly check up on these trains and just see how the new ones are doing. So the Falls Express. Yep, that's pretty profitable. It's 81,000, 65, 53,000. Yep, that's pretty good. All the semi-fast ones are profitable. And it's July. The stopping ones are just about profitable. The top one's 12,000. They've not made money this year, but that's fine. So it's probably best that we did make 5 instead of 6 services for that when we came around to that decision. Where's this train? Coming back to Harnhall, so it's nearly completed its route. How's it done? Let's have a look. It's made quite a bit of profit. Let's check up on these stations. So 20 passengers, but it's just been serviced. 21 passengers. 29 passengers. Yes, I think it was a good decision to create the train as it was. This one has quite a few. Now all wanting to go to Meeborn, which is good because that's where our train obviously terminates. What we'll do is let's create the express service now as well, which will use this siding. What train can we use? Shall we use a Turbo Star? I'd probably say that'll be the closest thing to it because we don't want it to be too fast because there's no point with it having branch line services on there. It'll just get stuck behind them anyway. So let's do that, just to save some time. No, in the middle please. Drag. I want you to drag. There we go. No loading. No unloading. No loading. No unloading. Depot. No loading. Also, non-stop. And then you can have non-stop there. Let's just make everything non-stop for these routes. You can stop at Haddinghead Cross, non-stop, obviously. And then Proningpool Falls. And the next one would literally be, well, Nunnington. And then Meeborn. We'll autofill the timetable anyway. Maybe 2 in the future. But for now we'll see how 1 goes. This is about to go to its final stop. Let's just amend its timetable. No, it's not. It's already done its final stop. Let's send it back to... Oh dear. Let's not. You can come... Yeah, just carry on. Just carry on. There's no way for it to go back. Yeah, you can just carry on down there. Go to Donston. While you're doing that, we'll edit your timetable. So you can wait for 10 days in the sidings there. Ponypool Falls, 3 days. And then 1 day. 1 day. Yes, everywhere up to Haddinghead Cross, which will be 5 days. Let's say 6 actually. Then Ponypool Falls, 3 days again. In fact, no, 5 days because it'll be running late by that point. Somborn Cross, 2 days, and then 1 day for everything along here. Nunnington will be 4 days. It wouldn't stay there for 4 days, it'd still be delayed. Labra for 1 day. Meeborn for 5. Then 1 day for 1. 2 days. 3 days in Proningpool Falls. And then, let's say, another 10 days to recuperate in the sidings. That'll be good. What are we going to call this route? What's the name of this route going to be? Now, it kind of like loops around here. It sort of does like a C shape, but kind of against the coast. Oh yeah, C for coast. Whee! What can we call it? Where does it terminate? Haddinghead Cross. So that's a ferry. The Meeborn Ferry Express. The MFE. I don't know. I'm not good with names. That's what you should be for. Let's call it the Pindley Point, because it's a bit of alliteration. Pindley Point 1. And let's create Pindley Point. Whoopsie daisy. I need to stop using a whoopsie daisy. It's such a terrible thing to use. I don't even know why I started. I don't say it in real life. Okay. Pindley Point. Come on, come back to the station. You see how the fast forward is slowly getting slower? We'll come to miss that. Trust me, when the map's big and populated, we'll come to miss that fast forward button. It's served us well now. It's served us well, but it can only serve us for so long. Stop! Pause the video. Let's go back down. You can now go to the sidings. And you can restart your route. Right, so let's pause for now. Let's create, how many trains are we going to have on this route? So it's quite a long route. Would you say 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. I would say 4. Pause it just to edit the timetables. So control start date. This timetable will take, it's going to start on the 19th and it's going to the sidings, which means that that one will start on the 8th of April. That one will start on, yeah, that's fine. 4 trains be enough? I'm going to create 5 actually. Very quick, very quick. Don't want it to stop at that siding. Let's start it on the 12th of January. So the next one, 16th of March, and then 19th of May. Correct. Just make sure the last one has an actual time. 23rd of the 9th. Yes, that will be great. Okay, so Pindley Point. Right. Let's check this. So let's think about this. So that's all fine, isn't it? Let's remove that. Let's start all these because they have to go to the sidings anyway. And then this one will be early, 3 days early. Great, yes. So these are all going to trickle out onto the main line from there. See, that also makes building new routes a lot easier, having the sidings. It's going to be a little bit more complex when we get to the obviously more than one route's going to be using that siding. I'm not too bothered about the one that's coming up here, but obviously we don't want to kind of take all those sidings up by these services starting. But then we could just have a depot which only uses one siding. That's not really a big deal. Yes. Right, so that's okay. I feel accomplished with that. We can get rid of this one. Now, why don't we accomplish the bus routes? So, yep, this one is on its merry way. Let's change all these to 3-day waiting times. There we go. Bus routes are a bit easier to accomplish because at least they don't have to follow a strict route. They can just kind of go to the first stop. It doesn't really matter. As we'll demonstrate here. So, that one will not have its timetable started. So what can we call this bus route? It's the one that comes from here. The Dock Express. No, it's not an express, is it? Dock Runner. Dock Runner 1. Dock Runner. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water. Biddy Bus is losing a lot of money. That's going to be something we'll come on to. As are the oil tankers. Has the oil dissipated? Yes, it has. Right, okay. you can go back to the depot. There is no need for oil anymore. No, I didn't want you to start your timetable so quickly. Right, how many buses are we having for Dock Runner? Right, so there's currently 5. 1, 2, 5, I would say 6 buses. Just want to wait for this to leave the station so I can tell it to go back to the start again. There we go. So reset its late count. Oh no! Not straight away. Yeah, it's still heading for Pontypool Falls. No! Right, start date. Let's have your start date. That's the 10th of April. So if your start date's the 10th of April, the next one is 8th of the 1st, 2009. The next one is 26th of the 1st. No, it's done it wrong. Right, okay. Get away from the... Oh, get away from Pontypool Falls. Go. Go away. That's it. Go down there. And now I'll send you back. So, let's try again. Control and start date. 16th. Let's try the 19th. 19th of April. Dock Runner. Number 2. Why? Why does it do this? Okay. What if we get rid of number 1? And show the desktop. Let's try this. Let's get rid of number 1. Which is that one? Yeah. So let's get rid of that. Clone that vehicle. So that'll be number 7. I don't really care, but... So this will be the first one. So let's reset that. Control start date. 30... No. May the 6th. So let's do that. So if we've done that, Dock Runner 2, what about Dock Runner 3? Okay, so that makes sense. Dock Runner 3, Dock Runner 4? Right, so that makes sense. Then this one will be the last one, won't it? Yes. Right, okay. See, that makes sense. I don't understand why it does that. Just crack these out. Yep, that's it. Start your routes. Don't want to flood the station with them. Then again, laziness is kicking in. Come on. If I do that, it'll go to the other side, won't it? No, it won't. It'll just pile up on that bus in there. Brilliant. That one can pile up as well, though. It doesn't matter. Hooray. At least Dock Runner is running. It's on its feet, on its legs. Away it goes. Right. What about the other one? What are we going to call this one? We've got Runtown, Donston. Let's call it the... Well, we've got... It's called... What? I don't even know what to call it. Right. Let's call it... We've got Pontypool Falls. I was going to make another Gravity Falls pun, but I've already made one, haven't I? Ugh. Let's call it the Gravity Rider. You better work, bus route. Put a lot of effort into creating you. You better not just kind of fob me off with the whole Gravity Rider. With the whole weird timetable thing. I'm sure someone's going to point out in the comments that I'm actually doing something ridiculously wrong, but I don't mind. Please do. Making these videos is as much a learning experience for me as it is for some people who watch as well. Not saying that you all have something to learn from me, because I don't really do much. I just kind of do my own thing, but I don't know. Some people seem to like what I do, which is cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll be 5. 5, 6. 6 is what we'll do. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of number 2. Number 2, you can be eliminated. You can go back to the original route one. Reset its late counter. Start date can be 15th of August. So if you're the 15th of August, what's this going to be? Hooray! That one worked. Why did that one work? Why did that work? I don't... Oh, I mean, I'm happy it worked, but... Oh, dear. Oh, no! Get out of the way! Oh, for... No! Move, bus! Get out of the way. You made them late. I hope you're happy. Oh. Why? Bus routes just like in real life. The amount of times I get a... Right, okay. I have to get a... There's a train I can get to work, which is ridiculously busy. As in, I have to fight to get on this train. So I've started getting a bus to a huge train station that's kind of nearby to me. And I get a train from there instead, like a later train, which gets me there quicker for some reason. But basically, the bus route that I get, sometimes I'll get on the bus and it'll be overtaken by like 2 buses, and it'll still be later than those. And I'm like, why? How? Sometimes there's just traffic, which is like fair enough, and then sometimes there's like 4 buses altogether. It's ridiculous. I just don't understand it. There's no logic to the bus pattern. So you can think, oh yeah, right, okay, you know, I've got to the bus stop with half an hour before the train, and sometimes that's not enough, but sometimes, like, you could, I don't know, miss that bus, and then the bus after takes like 10 minutes. It's like, why? It's like some Da Vinci level, like, shit. Oh, commuting is so weird. I just wish I could be in charge, just so I could kind of, I could make the right decisions. Please, Transport for Greater Manchester, if you're listening, please let me run your buses. Please let me run the 192. I promise I'll do good. There's a lot of things that need fixing in Manchester. Although we have got a new train operator next month. Well, less than next month. Which hopefully fixes a lot of problems. I know they're wanting to invest in the train route that I get to work, which is always good. But again, it's like, on top of that, they've pulled off a load of train services that were being used in our area. So what happens in Manchester is a lot of trains are actually getting pulled to be used in busier areas, which is kind of like, no, we need those. So it's strange. Yesterday, coming home from work, it's usually run by like a 3-carriage electric train, but it wasn't. It was changed for a 2-carriage pacer train, which a pacer train, for anyone who's from America or anywhere, is basically, it's the worst, the worst train. It's in the 80s, British Rail was very stuck because there was a lot of routes which were costing them a lot more money than they were actually getting back. So they tried to create a train that was ridiculously cheap to make and run. And what they did is they actually used old buses, put these old like road buses on bogies or like wheels basically for freight wagons that weren't used anymore, and converted them into trains that way. But it's ridiculous because there was this like no suspension. They screech the loud. Oh my god, they're so horrible. And it was so full. I've never seen a train as full as that train was yesterday. I had to push people. I had to literally push people on, like, to create room for me to get on. And then a few people got in after me. It's like, man, I could smell the breath of the guy in front of us. It was not a pleasant experience. Oh man, at least I was only going like 4 minutes on it. But I mean, Jesus, you think that, you know, first world Britain would actually have better services, but nope. At least the new provider's wanting to get rid of them. Did I make that go to the end of that platform? No, I didn't. It's a good job I was ranting. Anyway, I seem to have done everything I've accomplished in this episode. I mean, this train's still going, but it's fine. It can do its own thing, can't it? I'll come on to that later, because it's not an important one. Basically, yeah. Okay, so we've created some bus routes. We've created and filled the railway, the stopping service. I feel accomplished. I feel that's where I can end this video. Yeah, in the next part, I'm not quite sure what I'll do, to be honest. I'm not going to pretend to have a plan. I don't have a plan. I'm just making it up as I go. What do you think I am? Some kind of, you know, YouTube video maker? God! No, I don't know. We'll make buses or something. Or we'll look to make another train. No, I can't make another train network. I've made loads. And look at all these towns that don't have buses. No, we're going to be making some more bus routes in the next episode. Like, look at Warmpool. Warmpool's killing it. Looking mint. It's got loads of passengers. We need to be tapping into this, mate. We need to be tapping into it. Where do they want to go? Ladtown. Ladtown is on the list, mate. Banterville. me born Nunnington, so yeah, it could be a good idea to assess the needs of these towns, but I'm not sure how I'll play it, whether I'll break it down into 0.5 parts. I might do that later on, but for now, yeah, that's this part done anyway, and we'll tackle the next part when we come to it. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Here's my saving, so you know there's no jiggery pokery off camera going on. Yeah, no, well, if you want to join me in the next part, I can't blame you if you don't want to, but yeah, cool. See you later.